A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a significant move to address the ongoing challenges of migration, Germany's Interior Minister Alexander Dobrindt, along with 5 European counterparts, convened on the Zugspitze mountain to discuss and implement stricter asylum measures. The meeting, which took place on Friday, saw the ministers agree on a series of proposals aimed at curbing illegal migration and alleviating social tensions within the European Union. Among the key decisions made was the resumption of deportations to Afghanistan and Syria, a contentious issue given the current political climates in those countries. The backdrop to this meeting is Germany's recent policy changes, including the rejection of asylum seekers at the border, a decision that has drawn criticism from various human rights organizations. This policy shift comes almost 10 years after former Chancellor Angela Merkel's landmark decision to open Germany's borders to nearly 1 million refugees fleeing war and persecution, a move that significantly reshaped the political landscape of Europe. Dobrindt met with his counterparts from France, Poland, Austria, the Czech Republic, and Denmark, as well as EU Home Affairs Commissioner Magnus Brunner. The ministers outlined a collaborative approach to migration that includes establishing third-country asylum processing centers and enhancing border enforcement measures. The ultimate goal is to prevent illegal migration and restore public confidence in the asylum system. The joint declaration emphasized the need for stronger cooperation among EU member states, particularly in the deportation of individuals whose asylum applications have been rejected. Dobrindt stated, "We are all concerned that the overburdening of our countries by illegal migration is also contributing massively to the polarization of society. We want to push back this polarization." As part of the new strategy, the ministers agreed that deportations to countries like Afghanistan and Syria should become standard practice. They also proposed that countries failing to cooperate on deportations could face visa restrictions. This approach aims to leverage trade and development aid to encourage cooperation on migration issues. The meeting's outcomes will require approval from EU institutions in Brussels, but they reflect a growing consensus among European nations that the current immigration system needs to be more stringent. The ministers acknowledged that while their ambitions are high, the details on implementation remain vague, suggesting a complex road ahead. As a demonstration of their commitment to this new policy, Germany deported 81 Afghan men to Afghanistan on the same day as the meeting. This action has sparked outrage from human rights advocates, who argue that the situation in Afghanistan remains dire, with reports of extrajudicial executions and widespread human rights abuses. Amnesty International condemned the deportations, highlighting the risks faced by returnees. Chancellor Friedrich Merz defended the deportations, stating that all individuals sent back had exhausted their legal avenues for asylum. He emphasized that serious criminals do not have a right to residency in Germany. The deportees included individuals convicted of serious crimes, raising concerns about the ethical implications of such actions. Critics, including the United Nations, have called for an immediate halt to deportations to Afghanistan, arguing that no one should be forcibly returned to a country where they may face persecution or torture. The UN's Human Rights Commissioner reiterated the need for protection for Afghan refugees and asylum seekers, regardless of their legal status. As the meeting concluded, Dobrindt expressed Germany's intention to take a leading role in European migration policy, stating, "Germany is no longer sitting in the brakeman's cab on migration issues in Europe, but is in the locomotive." This statement reflects a shift in Germany's approach to migration, as the country grapples with rising support for far-right political parties that advocate for stricter immigration controls. The ministers' agreement marks a pivotal moment in European politics, as the continent faces increasing pressure to manage migration effectively while balancing humanitarian concerns. With the far-right Alternative for Germany party gaining traction in recent elections, the pressure on mainstream parties to respond to public sentiment on immigration has intensified. In conclusion, the recent meeting among European interior ministers signifies a crucial step towards a more unified and stringent approach to asylum and migration policy in the EU. As the situation continues to evolve, the implications of these decisions will be closely monitored by advocates and policymakers alike, as they seek to navigate the complex landscape of migration in Europe. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.